Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the video Darren. How's it going today? Today, it's the afternoon, and I'm talking to you. What? While I have decided that this week is catch-up week, this video is filmed on the 18th and gets uploaded on the 22nd, so we're getting close. I'm trying my hardest, so I don't want to roll on the end of the month and not have caught up yet. So that's what I'm doing at this precise moment in time. I'm trying to catch up. What's been going on today? Today I woke up pretty fine, which is good because I went to bed earlier so that I could wake up easily. Woke up, headed on to work, and I was working on merging stuff. The first half of the day was the first 2 hours or so were relatively difficult because I wasn't on my computer. I was on a temporary computer because my machine was getting Windows 10 of the upgrade. Look at that sky out there, ladies and gentlemen, isn't that pretty? So I was getting the Windows 10 update, which meant I literally got to the point where I was like, right, I'm gonna have to start setting up Eclipse. And I went through setting up Eclipse, and then as I just pulled down the Git repository, doing a Maven import, and then she came over and said, your computer's ready. So went back to my machine, set it up like how I'm supposed to and stuff, and then I was churning through merges. I hit one merge which was really annoying because I was trying to figure out, I wrote a line of code in and it broke 20, well, I say I wrote a line. I merged a line of code in that I'm supposed to merge in, and it broke 20 integration tests, and I have no idea how. And I was trying to figure out ways of injecting something to stop it happening, and then discovered that I don't need to merge this in because this functionality has already been added elsewhere. That was irritating. But yeah, so we were just going through merging stuff. Well, I don't think we had 2 weeks to do all these merges, so that makes it sound like we've got a lot of them. But I don't think we could finish Thursday, and that's being generous in the fact that it takes us 8 hours to do builds. We'll definitely be finished on Friday. But we could finish on Thursday, depending on how lucky we are with our first merges and making sure that there aren't any broken tests and stuff that we introduce that we don't detect before we commit. It's relatively easy because obviously we've got a lot of tests that take a fuckload of time to run. So yeah, there's that. Otherwise though, what else has gone on? I also started talking about how we should probably introduce a split of integration testing thingy. I was talking about the build thing, and they said why don't we just push for to make sure none of the tests fail. I'm like, well, it's all very well and good saying that, but there's a wiki page that says that have a list of known errors that have been known test failures that have been failing since May, and no one's cared. So this is a temporary win. But yeah, so I also introduced, using the back of that conversation, to introduce the idea of splitting up the integration tests and the unit tests to speed up builds, which is what I talked about in the last video, but we're not talking about that now. So I started my own project at lunchtime, and I was getting command line stuff running. The problem is not mocking, but unit testing and testing to make sure the thing works. What's it called? Come on, Jamie, don't be a douche. The thing that runs a process, system.diagnostics.process, that object there is a bastard to test. And basically the thing it does now is I've made it so that it runs on the command line. So I need to figure out if there's a way of doing it without passing it the command line exe, which isn't ideal. But I'm making it run just search the directory, something Linux can do, so I literally just do a dir command. And then I think it's dir on Linux, isn't it? Or is it ls? It's ls on Windows. Maybe I've just got used to it in Windows 10 now. I think it might be ls, I might have to look that up. But I was trying to think of a command that worked for both Windows and thingy, so when I run it on Linux machines it will still work fine, and this unit test would. But I basically have a unit test that calls the command line and does a search and then just goes, right, okay, cool, here's the results. Can we carry on testing now, please? Because it's impossible to mock that object out, and I need to pull information. I've already stepped it further and further back so that I'm literally I call it and get the response back out of it, but like I need to test the next thing, and that involves returning it and passing one of these things into it, so it's a bit of a pain. But sorted that out, came home, sorted out my daily vlogs, and I'm now about to start cooking, because we're going to cook. And then we're going to go for a walk, because Laura's got to pick up a book from an Amazon like locker thing. Tonight we have, which I'm pretty excited about, lamb chops. Oh yeah! We were going to have like pork chops, but then we went in and they were reduced, so we bought them. Technically went out of date yesterday, and they're obviously not been frozen, but we bought them yesterday, so it's fine. We couldn't have frozen them and then defrosted them, that would have been silly. Okay, so we need to do some spudge. I'm going to get the potatoes and I'm going to peel them. Ladies and gentlemen, it's past 12, sorry, going to bed. It's nearly 1. Cooked dinner, which was lamb chops and like potatoes and veg. We did it, well, we charred the lamb chops on a frying pan, and then we did them in the oven. And I've never done that before. I normally just cook them slightly on the frying pan, just like flip them. It was actually really nice. Like, it didn't have the crispy outside. I don't think the pan was hot enough when we seared it. It was in a bit of a rush. Badly timed it. And then what was I saying? Yes, it wasn't quite as crispy on the outside, but like it was really soft and like really nice halfway through. So do that again next time, but kick up the pan a little bit hotter, I think. What else though? We have gone out for a wander. Laura wanted to pick up her book. She's probably fell asleep reading it. She got Essie Button's new book, which looks pretty good, to be honest with you. But yeah, so she's been reading that one, and then she was also on the phone to her mum at some point. So I've done loads of programming. I think today, i.e. Tuesday, I managed to log 2.5 hours worth of development. And today, i.e. Wednesday, I've already managed to log another 15 minutes. Another 30 minutes. So yesterday I technically did, or today I did 3 hours worth, which is good stuff. That's crazy. I mean, I need to average, to hit my target, I need to average 100 a day, an hour a day, and a bit, an hour and a bit a day. So 3 hours is pretty insane. I've been developing the way that I'm wrapping around processes that are running externally. I had a couple of issues because I've been forced to essentially in the unit tests to invoke a process so that I can test the way that I'm translating the results out, so that I can basically then mock my results object rather than having to run a process every time, because having to run a process every time is a bastard. So I've had to run a process, and I was trying to figure out a process that I can run that runs on Linux and thingy, and I originally put .NET help on it, which is obviously silly because not every computer has .NET CLI installed. So I went away from that, and then I did date. Date and Linux gives you the date. On Windows, it gives you the date and then asks you for the new date, which is crazy. So I run the tests, and then I just look at it, nothing changes because the new one, one of them is just still running in the background. Then I run them again, and I run them again, and then I run them, and then it goes, oh, I've tried to do a rebuild, sorry. And then it's can't write on this DLL, it's in use, and I'm like, shit. So I've got infinite loops running in the background. I need to figure out a good way of persisting these processes and killing them. Because I essentially have a wrapper that I have a singular manager, I have a singular helper, a singleton helper across the entire platform that runs processes. It creates a new process and then runs it, waits for it to finish, that's the problem, waits for it to finish, and then passes the process onto something else so that something else can strip away all the results from it in a generic fashion. That can then be passed on to something that will turn it into something more useful. So it goes through and it gets like the amount of time it ran, the exit code, and the standard output and standard input, and then it returns it out. And then all I need to do from that point on is mock out that factory, and then bam, there we go. So do a process. But I need to figure out a way of without making code that's impossible to test, because processes are bastard to test, of ensuring that I'm able to kill this process from out behind the scenes. It's difficult because I can't implement iDisposable on my helper, because my helper has to persist across the entire platform. So it kind of fucks me a bit. My inversion of control fucks me a little bit, and I'm not really sure how to do it with disposables. Likewise with the compiler, actually. I think I figured out... Oh no, I have a factory in the middle that deals with that, but I can't have a factory for this process thing because it's impossible to make. It's really irritating. So I'm thinking about adding a method on that says basically like, so in the disposable of the thing that's above it, i.e. the compiler, which is disposable, that will call the, what's it called? That will call the kill processes method on the process helper. So I'm thinking that's the way to go. And that will like try and clean up the command line and stuff, if it can. But the problem is the process is generated. So you say I've got an idea. Because you have to pass you say to the helper, you say, hey helper, run me this process. It runs you the process, waits for it to finish. What it needs to do is allow me, like, save that process, or pass that process. I have an idea, but I don't know how to say it out loud, so I'll think about it and go to sleep, and then I'll wake up, and if it's a good idea, I'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, it's Wednesday. Probably a similar day to today. So, good stuff. Had a good day today. Very productive. I'll catch you later.